Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Thursday, July 11th, 2024. I'm Reverend Dr. Darrell Watkins, the senior minister here at Sunshine Cathedral. Faith and religion can be complicated for the LGBTQ+ community. Surveys show that evangelical faith is the justification for the greatest attacks on the LGBTQ+ community.
I am Reverend Kevin Tisdall, the Minister of Education. The Queer God Squad is going to explore our religious community. Let's explore the big news of the day and what it means to you.
I am Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, the Minister of Connections. This is live, and then we are available on demand. If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform and social media.
At Sunshine Cathedral, we're here to tell you that you are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Gospel music's unsung heroes, Black, queer, and trans artists. A recent tribute concert in Chicago, Shout Out, a tribute concert to queens in sacred and gospel music, queers in sacred and gospel music, shone a spotlight on the immense contributions of Black, queer, and trans artists to gospel music. Organized by renowned jazz vocalist and cultural programmer Lucy Smith, the event was part of a Chicago Park District cultural series and aimed to celebrate the rich yet often overlooked history of LGBTQ+ artists in sacred music. The concert featured various performances of well-known gospel songs, each introduced with a historical narration. Black, queer, and trans artists have long been pivotal in shaping gospel music. Icons like Sister Rosetta Tharpe, often regarded as the Godmother of Rock and Roll, and Reverend James Cleveland, known as the King of Gospel, made indelible marks with their musical talents. Despite facing societal and religious ostracism, their contributions laid the foundation for many of the genre's greatest hits. The event was more than just a musical celebration. It was a healing experience for many. It reinforced the message that Black LGBTQ+ artists are an indelible part of the fabric of gospel music. I tell you, I thought that that was a wonderful thing that was done. And anybody who has ever been in a Black church, Baptist, Protestant, Pentecostal, if you look at the choir, we got family in the choir, many times leading the choir. So we're always there, and it's just recent that our people have felt comfortable to come out and say, this is who I am. You mentioned two shining stars, Rosetta Tharpe and James Cleveland. I grew up and everybody knew that James Cleveland dipped his toe in our pool.
I didn't know till today.
Yeah. The stories were everywhere. And then when he passed, the stories became more and more prevalent, with some of the people who were closest to him saying some of the things that they did together. Rosetta heard Marie Knight sing one time and fell so in love with her singing that she invited her to tour with her. And the story goes that both Cleveland and Tharpe were bisexual because Knight and Rosetta had a long-term relationship, according to the stories. I did not know that until today. So there's stuff that I'm still learning. To be able to say that Black, queer, and trans people are fully enmeshed in the gospel movement is not something that's new to any of us that pay attention. That they are more comfortable in saying, I'm Black, I'm queer, I'm trans, and I'm a gospel singer, is where we can pay attention and see that stuff is moving forward. Not as fast as in some other areas, not as fast as in some genres, but you know, there's this little child that sings country music now, Lil Nas X, and he is out there. So he doesn't do gospel,
but he has done a religious song.
We've talked about that religious song at this table, and he took a whole lot of crap for it, and he stood up to it and said, that's my song, I don't care what y'all say.
You do not have to listen to it. Exactly. You know, I didn't know about Tharpe. I mean, like I can't hear her name without, Didn't It Rain in my
You
head.
see the guitar.
Guitar at the train station. And, although it's horrible theology, but it's a beautiful song. But I didn't know, and I didn't know about Cleveland, although they're really surprised about some people. So I get it now that you've told me, but Tharpe, that caught me by surprise. But there's more. There is a history, a knowable history. Carl Bean,
Oh gosh, yes.
founder of the Unity Fellowship, sort of a kind of metaphysical, kind of charismatic, kind of completely queer movement in the African American tradition.
Yes.
He was a recording artist.
Yeah.
In fact, I think he had a hit himself, a song in the 70s on the gospel charts. And then I think he produced or wrote for, others. And so this founder of a queer denomination was a gospel artist, a renowned gospel artist. She is probably not as well known, but in a lot of circles she will be known, and that's the Reverend Dolores Berry.
Amen.
Oh, yeah.
A champion of inclusive language, a proud lesbian, and she's actually the one that taught me. I didn't know before that. So in the 90s, I learned this at the feet of Dolores Berry, is that Mahalia Jackson was lesbian.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Did not know. Okay. I learned that today.
I learned that.
Right
I'm
now.
6 years old.
And I have seen another list. Now usually they say could be or never married or
Right,
maybe
right,
bi
right.
or blah, blah, blah. Dolores, that was my sister there. And so, but she was a big advocate of inclusive language. So she was going to sing, they asked her to sing one time, He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. And she said, fine, but I'm going to sing it the way Mahalia did it. Like I'm all for change and inclusive, but I cannot, like if I'm gonna do a Mahalia song, I'm gonna do it the way Mahalia did it. And so she found a recording, listened to it, and here was Mahalia, "You've got the whole world in your hands." And so,
I remember that. I actually remember her singing that. Yep.
so
There you go.
So
Yeah.
Dolores Berry, right now and today, Flamey Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who's really, like, people know her name, not just queer folk. People know her name. She's really hitting, and the story didn't say much about genderqueer or gender transgressive or trans, even though it was in the title. But I thought of Sylvester. In fact, they put a picture up.
Yeah, I
Maybe
saw
was
that.
our producer who did that. But Sylvester, who was non-binary, who would just show up in the 70s and early 80s, just in drag, and not even mention it, not even say, like, in full wig and everything, and just act like that's how people dress.
Yeah.
He was very out there. Before he became famous, he was part of a group called the Cockettes, which was a drag troupe. And he grew up singing in church. He was Pentecostal. And so, yeah, this on the trans, under the umbrella and on the continuum, Sylvester, who started singing in church. And who else? Oh, we are locally. She's not here anymore. Lady Fancy. Now she didn't sing. She lip synced, but only to. But she had such a love for gospel music that she would have a gospel night every month.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
And it wasn't to make fun. I mean, it was to show respect for the genre of gospel music. And so these. I appreciate learning about some new people, but there's been people that we know about. Going way back, well, anytime you've got the arts, music, dance, theater, film, poetry, art, you're going to find queer folk.
Hello.
And so, and gospel music is an art, as is homiletics, as is choral singing, as is liturgics. You're going to find queer folk all up in church business. In fact, there might not be a church otherwise.
Absolutely. I have such a great appreciation for really good gospel music. I really do. There is such energy and joy and power, spirit.
Yes.
There's truly spirit. So it does not surprise me at all
Yeah.
that our old queer community is right there up in it, making it happen.
Yes.
I mean, the energy that you feel when you're at a really, really great gospel concert, when you're hearing something really, really fabulous, it's got to be our community.
Sure.
It's got to be our community.
And there's a cognitive dissonance for a lot of people because the sacred and the erotic are so similar. In fact, sometimes they are identical. And who's not super freaked out about that is queer folk.
Yep.
So of course the blending of sacred and erotic energies, or seeing them as interchangeable, that's another gift we bring to the world and to the church.
Right, that energy, it's
like
so
that.
powerful. Yep.
That was nice.
Well, that's today with the Queer God Squad. We want to thank you for joining us. We're here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ+ community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's largest progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. And we are all in this together. Remember that.
You are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.